Today we are going to do chapter 5 of class 10th economics, that is consumer rights. We participate in the market both as producers and consumers. As producers of goods and services, we could be working in any of the sectors discussed earlier, such as agriculture, industry or services. As you have read in the previous chapter, that the whole economy and people in that economy, they are working either in primary sector, secondary sector or tertiary sector. And these sectors are related to, primary is related to agriculture, industries or manufacturing industries are related to secondary sector, and services are related to tertiary sector. So we people are working out of these three sectors in any one. The producers and consumers are very important. The producers and consumers are playing the major role in the market. Consumers participate in the market when they purchase goods and services that they need. These are the final goods that people as consumers use. In the preceding chapters, we discussed the need of rules and regulation or steps that would promote development. These could be for the protection of workers in the organized, unorganized sector, or to protect people from high interest rates charged by moneylenders. In the informal sector, similarly, rules and regulations are also required for protecting the environment, as if the seller has no responsibility once a sale is completed. The consumer movement, as we shall discuss later, is an important to change this situation. Likewise, rules and regulations are required for the protection of the consumer in the marketplace. As you read in the previous chapter, that producers are working in two types of sectors, that is organized sectors and unorganized sector. In organized sector, all the rules and regulations are followed and nobody is exploited there. But in unorganized sector, there is no rule and regulation. They are not following the norms and instructions given by the government. So the people, those who are working in unorganized sector, they are always exploited. In the same way, here again we are going to read about the consumers' exploitation, how consumers are exploited in market or in the marketplace, how consumers are exploited. Now, forms of exploitation. What are the different various forms by which consumers are exploited by the producers or shopkeepers in the market? First one is underweighing and undermeasurement. When we go to market to buy something, sometimes the producers, the sellers, they are weighing goods less, and also the measurement is not correct. So this is one kind of exploitation of the consumer in the marketplace. Second one, substandard quality. Sometimes they provide us not the good quality goods, substandard quality goods on the same rate, and we can't argue with them because we don't have any proof. If we are having, then only we can talk to them, otherwise we are exploited by them in this way also. Then high prices. So many times we are charged high prices, sometimes more than MRP. I think you know the meaning of MRP, maximum retail price, which is always printed on the article, on the product. So sometimes they sell us on a very high prices. Then duplicate articles. Sometimes if you are using any brand, they just change one spelling, one letter in the name of that brand and sell in the market on the same rate. So duplicate articles are provided by the producers and sellers sometimes, and in this way also exploitation is here of consumer. Adulteration. This is the very big problem today. We are finding that all the edibles, especially in edibles, oil, other spices and all these things are adulterated, and that are harmful for us also. Physically we are harmed by that and we are cheated by these people. Then false information. Most of the time in the market we are given false information. False information are given to us by different methods, through electronic media, through print media, in TV channels, or through advertisements. They are showing us that this product is useful in this way, in that way, but actually that product is not having all those qualities which was informed us. The false information is also a kind of exploitation of consumer. Rough behavior and undue condition. Sometimes when we go to buy something from the market and we are asking if we don't want this, please show us another one. Sometimes shopkeepers are not responding in a positive manner, and sometimes they keep some undue condition in front of us. Suppose if you want to buy a toothpaste, then you have to purchase this brush also, and then it costs 50 rupees. And the actual price of toothpaste is 20 rupees. But we are compelled to buy that toothbrush also along with that. So this is also undue conditions are kept by producers, sellers in the market. These are the ways by which mostly consumers are exploited by the producers in the market. Now next is factors causing consumer exploitation. What are the factors that are causing consumer exploitation? Are we also somewhere wrong or not performing our duty? That's why we are exploited by them. Yes, first, consumers generally are ignorant. When we go to market to buy goods, articles, sometimes we are not very vigilant, we are not very active to take all kind of information about that product, and also whatever given by the shopkeeper, we accept it as it is. Then scarcity of goods and services. So many times we find some goods are not in ample amount in the market and services are not there, and in this way we are exploited, we are compelled to buy all those goods and articles on high prices. Monopoly of producers. If on any product, any one producer is having monopoly, then that producer exploit consumers. Because of the monopoly, there is no other producer to compete that. Whatever the quality the producer is providing, whatever the price the producer is keeping of that article, we are compelled to buy. So these are the factors which cause consumer exploitation in the market. When all these kind of problems faced by the consumers, then consumer movement was started, and this was because of the dissatisfaction of the consumers. When we were dissatisfied with all those things, then people started raising their voice, and gradually it was changed into a kind of movement. The consumer movement arose out of dissatisfaction of the consumers, as many unfair practices were being indulged in by the sellers. There was no legal system available to consumers to protect them from exploitation in the marketplace. In India, the consumer movement as a social force originated by the necessity of protecting and promoting the interest of consumers against unethical and unfair trade practices. Rampant food shortages, hoarding, black marketing, adulteration of food and edible oil gave birth to the consumer movement in an organized form in the 1960s. Till the 1970s, consumer organizations were largely engaged in writing articles, holding exhibitions. They formed consumer groups to look into the malpractices in ration shops and overcrowding in the road, passengers, transport. More recently, India witnessed an upsurge in the number of consumer groups. So all these were the causes, all these things which were faced by the consumers, and it gave the birth to the consumer movement. And finally, it is also realized by at the international level also. Then Consumer International, at international level, Consumer Forum was formed, and then the other countries, they started making this kind of organization in their country also. In 1985, United Nations adopted the UN guidelines for consumer protection. This was a tool for nations to adopt measures to protect consumers and for consumer advocacy groups to press their governments to do so. At the international level, this has become the formation of consumer movement, foundation for consumer movement. Today, Consumers International has become an umbrella body of 240 organizations from over 100 countries. And if we will go and check the data, it may be more than 240. A major steps taken in 1986 by the Indian government also, was the enactment of the Consumer Protection Act 1986. In